Good evening, good evening to you all, and happy 4th of July. It is a blessing to be able to be a part of another 4th of July, right? Um, I always start off by thanking all of my viewers and subscribers for viewing and subscribing to this channel. Please continue to like, share, and push that notification button, man. I told y'all starting probably next week. I'm gonna say like Monday or Tuesday because I work too. So what I want to do is I want to be able to actually be able to post these videos right after. So I am gonna be posting them. They're gonna go up on YouTube. I'm sorry, Facebook as well. So if you are following me and you're one of my friends on Facebook, if you missed the opportunity, you can also see it on Facebook on my page. I'm going to be posting it up, and see where it goes. Like I'm excited to see how I get my reactions and comments and stuff from there as well. So today we're going to talk about self-love and loving yourself. Okay, self-love and loving yourself. And you guys know I always give an example of what I've been through or what may have happened in my own life, so that you guys don't think that I'm just making this stuff up or anything like that. I always like to be honest with my viewers. So here it is. All right. When I turned 33, I had a lot of changes in my life during that age. I was trying to readjust my life and get ready for my dad's departure from this life. He was on his deathbed, and he probably was on his deathbed for probably about maybe 8 months. And I had a chance to see him go through so much, okay? Different changes and adjustments that he had to make for his transition. So going through that, and then eventually having to bury him 8 months later on May 9th, 2016, I fell down the stairs. I can't go into any details or anything because it was, a part of a situation. But yeah, I fell down the stairs. I immediately did not know if I was going to be able to walk. My leg went out on me. I wasn't able to feel it. I didn't know what was going to happen, and on top of that, my neck was affected by it. So I had back issue, neck issue, and my first thought in mind was what was going to happen to my family. And what I mean by my family was my immediate family. At the time, my fiance and my 2 daughters. How are they going to be able to survive without having me up and being able to maneuver? So I went into the hospital. I had to go into the hospital. Give me 1 second, y'all, and I'll be right back. Sorry about that, y'all. I am back. Yeah, so at that point in time, I kind of just was really worried about what was going to happen to my family, and not thinking, try not to think about the worst, when you're in that type of trauma situation. So maybe a few days later, I started moving my leg by the grace of God, but I had so much damage to my back. So, you know, not directly after, because I was on a walker for at least, what, 2 months? I think I walked on a walker for 2 months, and I was determined to get myself together and to prepare myself for my wedding. I didn't want to be pushed into a wheelchair. I didn't want to walk on a walker. I didn't want to be on a cane. I wanted to walk down the aisle to my bride. That was my promise to myself. So I was able to do that, even though I was in so much pain. People don't know how much pain I actually was around that time. I was in around that time, I should say. But right after we had the first surgery, and they repaired my neck, so my neck has screws and everything in it. And then they proceeded 3 months later to try to ease my pain with my back by performing one of the surgeries, and it didn't work. I had sciatica in both legs, so it really didn't work at all. My pain just increasingly got worse, throughout everything. So they're still examining me, sending me tests, more surgery. 6 months later, or 3 months after that, I had another one. So we're going 4, and then my last one would have been 2 years ago. So what are you saying, Kenton? Throughout all of that, I also had to experience a surprise divorce, and that's just something that I had to go through. I'm saying all of that to say this: mentally, I was done. I was in a very dark place trying to find myself. And I'm trying to find myself through trying to be married, trying to be a husband, trying to be a father, and I can't provide the way that I need to. So it kind of put me in a place where I felt sorry for myself. I didn't have anyone building me up mentally. I just lost it, honestly. My family, I can say that they tried at times, but it probably wasn't enough family support. I can honestly say that. They just didn't show up at all. So that made it even worse. And then me being in another state versus being right there, it made it that much harder, where I couldn't get to one place. The vehicles in the home was limited and everything. It was just a mess. It messed me up. It really did. It really messed me up. And every day I was in the house. I was in home front every day. I had to figure out mentally what I was going to do every day, because I was in so much pain, and I just couldn't do anything about it. I don't know if people was believing me or not, but it just was like, this is what I was going through. So, separation happened, and everything was a mess. I ended up having to sleep in my car because of my pride. I promised that once I left home, I wouldn't come back. That was something that I did not want to do to my parents, is be a burden. So my pride wouldn't let me come back right away, where I slept in my car for at least a week and a half. And then finally I came home with my mom and my sister. When I came home, I had a lot of time to think. I had a lot of time to pray. I had people praying for me. They weren't praying for me to get well. They were praying for my mental health. a lot of times when you go through a series of events and it's one after another, after another, after another, you be like, whew. And during that time, I learned to love myself. I learned how to do without everything and everybody. You know, I tell people when the pandemic came on and people was going crazy, I was like, whew. I was used to it because I was already confined to the home. So it didn't bother me to do stuff in the house or take a drive or something like that to get something to eat and eat it outside because, you know, the COVID stuff. It really didn't bother me as much as it bothered everyone else that was around me. So I was able to actually adapt. And even within COVID, I got even more stronger within myself. I was able to not only learn self-worth, but to learn how to love myself. Which brings me to my point. What I see people do a lot of the times is they're not over what they've been through. They're not over what somebody has done to them. They're not over the things that happened in their childhood. They're not over the things that's going on at work. They're not over the things that are going on in their friendships. So what they do is they try to get over it, and then they add more people into what they've already been through. And what I mean by that is they start new relationships. Starting new relationships knowing that you are already going through something and you have not gone through the process of loving yourself is a bad situation. Why? Why? Because you're bringing other people in to what you have going on, and then you start treating them bad because of it. Because you haven't allowed yourself to heal properly. You haven't allowed yourself to heal fully. Now, this person has to be able to deal with what you brought them, and they have to deal with what's going on in their own life. Prime example is relationship. People always drop somebody and then they pick someone else up. You know why you do that? Because the other person has already found out about you. So you try something new because they don't know nothing. You know what I mean? They don't know what they about to get themselves into. And you then get this person to love you, and then they find out, and then eventually they leave you alone. Or will they? Because you might meet somebody that may challenge what you did. And you can't be mad. You have to be able to accept it. But then what comes along with that challenge? We got a TV show called Fatal Attraction. And these people, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. These people really do get killed. Okay? I've seen it happen. They really do get killed. All right? We've all seen it. So, mentally, that person has to deal with the fact that you have just dropped them, left them alone, or said they can't be in your life anymore, or I'm moving on because of this, X, Y, and Z. But did you find out how it was going to make that person feel? Did you sit down with that person and say, listen, I'm thinking about trying something new, and I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I want to do this just to try it out to see if it's going to be the best thing for me. What do you think about it? Get that person's opinion before you actually do it. Recently, and I'm telling y'all, this is really recent. This happened right before the holidays, okay? A good friend of mine, and I'm not going to mention his name or anything, but a good friend of mine went through a divorce. And it's crazy because we were going through some of the same issues around the same time my issues was going on with my ex-wife. But I guess I tried to help him as much as I could to let him know that divorce probably wasn't the right thing to do right then and there. Of course, he went through with it. Hurt people hurt people. So I guess that was his solution for his problem. But instead it hurt him more than it hurt the other person. Mentally, it hurt him. You know, he was finding out things that he probably didn't know and everything. And because of that, mentally, I got caught in a situation where I could have lost my life with him. Do I believe he would have hurt me on purpose? No. But his mental mind was not there, so he felt like everyone was against him. You know, and a gun came into play. Shots were fired. Anything could have happened. You know, do I think, like I said, do I think he would have tried to hurt me? No, I don't believe that. But he wasn't there mentally. And why was that? Because he was divorced. He had just lost his family that he started, and his wife and everything. So you don't know what a person may do to you because they're in that mental status. And all of this could have been avoided had you just dealt with self first before you said, I'm ready to move on to something new. People think they need somebody or something to make them feel good, and you really don't. You know, not even that pleasure. You know, intercourse, I want to do this, let me tell you something. That lasts for a second. But be married to somebody and lay next to them after you're done with your intercourse. And I bet it feels much better. You ever notice that you feel some type of way after you have intercourse with somebody? It's like you got to watch your back because that's not your husband. That's not your wife. That's why you feel like that. You kind of feel guilty. And you probably should because you're still committing adultery because you're not married. Honestly. So, getting back to it, how do you gain self-love? How do you gain self-worth? Your self-worth comes from you knowing what you are worth from the opposite person. And I don't care who it is. It can be your boss. It can be your friend. It can be your sister. It can be your brother. It can be your mom, your father, husband, wife, whatever. You have to know what you deserve from those people. Don't allow anybody to tell you that you're worth less than what you are receiving from them. That's not right. The Bible says, do unto others as they would have to do unto you. That's it. Case closed. So if you ain't treating me right, I can't treat you right. I fall back. I holler. That's how I feel about that. Okay? How do you gain self-love? First off, you have to love yourself unconditionally. That's what you have to do. Take a deep look inside and love on you. If you gotta go, if it makes you feel good to go shopping, go shopping. Some people like retail therapy. That's what they call it now, I guess. But go shopping. Get your nails done. Do something for you where you're not doing nothing for anybody else. Just do it for yourself. If I have anything, whatever I get, I definitely treat myself to something because I deserve it. I'm not going to just work for nothing. I'm not just going to have money and I can't spend something on myself. I deserve it. One of the things I do for myself is I groom myself. I go to the barber. Sometimes I go every week. Sometimes I go every other week. Okay, see this? Haircut. Just got groomed. Look at that. See that? Groomed. Okay? I love myself enough to know that I want to look presentable when I go outside. That's self-love. That's me loving myself. And after you self-love, then God will give you that opportunity where you can go out and you can love somebody else. You can love your friends more. You can love the person that don't love you just because your boss won't bother you that much. You know, things like that. Your parents, whatever they say, when you won't be able to go like this, you can say, I love you anyway. That's it. Kids, everything. It won't bother you. I'm so much better than I was when I was going through all of that. And that happened when I was 33. All of this was going on in my early 30s, middle, down to the end of my 30s. I am now 38. I'll be 39 in less than 2 months. Okay? So it goes by so fast, and within that time, if you don't learn how to take these tools and put them into your life, guess what? By the time you are 40, you're going to be a bitter, old person for the rest of your life. I ain't saying you old when you're 40. I'm saying at that age right there, you are the way that you are for the rest of your life. Ain't nobody gonna be able to change you. And you're gonna be alone. There's a cycle that's gonna continue. If you ever notice that you're going in that same cycle, you know why? Because you don't have self-worth and you don't have self-love. Self-worth and self-love helps you have self-control in anything that you do or say. Understand that. I can control myself because I know who I am. So I can control myself. I don't like arguing. I literally don't like arguing. I don't. I'll laugh it through, and then I'll keep it moving. I learned how to argue with myself. Something ain't right, I just be like, okay, that's how it is. And I still love on the person, because that's what you have to do. That's how much worth and love I've learned for myself. So now I'm prepared. I got all the tools that I need for my next step in life, which is a wife, a house, and life. And just keep on living it. That's it. I can love somebody again because I learned how to love myself. Stop, people. Stop and take a deep look inside you. You know, I had to hear so many times, you need to change. You need to change. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening. But it also made me more angrier, because don't nobody want to hear you need to change. I wanted to change myself. So by me changing myself, it helped me be a better person. For me. Ain't nobody have to do it for me. I did it for myself. We're going to talk about change too, because y'all make it so hard and difficult when it's not. It really isn't. Love on yourself. If you haven't yet, start today. Okay? And stop letting the past bother you. Seriously. I guarantee you, if you learn it now, the past ain't going to bother you. You can't keep looking back. Progression is forward, never backwards. It's always forward. if you regress in life, it's because you wanted to. But if you progress in life, it's because you know you have to. Okay? I know I have to progress. I'm not going backwards. I had to tell myself that time and time again. I'm not going backwards. I'm going to stay where I am, and then I'm moving forward. So that's it. And if you can't love me the way that I love you, then I'm going to fall back, but I'm going to still be here if you need me. I don't dislike or not love the people that couldn't be there for me when they couldn't. I love them to death. But I just say to myself, I'm sorry you couldn't be there, but now I know that there's no one that's going to love me like me, except for him. I told y'all before, if you ain't got that agape love for me like he do, step off. I'm good. I love y'all. I want y'all to understand that, because I recently had someone reach out to me. And this person, I ain't gonna say no names or anything, but I know that they love hard. They love real hard. And they've had a lot of transgression in their life. So many things that happen to this person, and they know who I'm talking about, when they were young, moving into their adult years, and things got worse, trying to love on people that don't love you back. You can't love on nobody that ain't gonna love you back. The only thing you can do is love from a distance. Pull back. They'll notice it. People that do you wrong, they notice it, and they try to figure out why he ain't coming around, why she ain't coming around, how come they don't call me no more, how come they don't come and see me. They figure it out after a while. Honestly. So you have to give yourself that time to grow. No matter how long it takes. It took me a year and a half, almost 2 years, to learn it. And then I started doing it even more. So now it's like, I love me more than anything. I used to pride myself in loving my family more than me. So much that I gave myself till I didn't have anything. And I told myself I can never do that again. I can't. Because when the time came, I didn't have anything else left. How can you keep giving yourself so much that you don't have nothing left to give? I love y'all, man. I know it's going to be a lot of fireworks tonight. Enjoy. I'm sorry that the camera fell over on y'all, but I hope we accomplish some things today, and I want y'all to keep on watching. There's going to be more marital videos. I'm even going to do a segment on the chronic pain and all of that, and what you have to go through, things like that, so that all the information, I want everything that I went through in these past 5 years to just be brought out into the public, within my own words, and I never speak for anybody else. I can only speak for myself and what I went through. So there's going to be a lot of videos. I didn't even get a chance to publish my book, and I'm thinking about doing a book on what I went through, like, honestly. So y'all let me know how y'all, what y'all think about that, and if y'all think I should actually go through with that. If so, let me know. I love y'all, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all holiday. I will talk to y'all again next week. Peace.